What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, about a few days ago, Gears of War Reloaded caught another update, but this update is not what everybody was expecting, and I gotta be real with you guys, I don't think it completely killed the experience, but it made it a whole lot worse for a lot of people out there. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post twice here, once at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and also a second time at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, so subscribe and hit that bell. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, go link the channel down in the description of this video. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, over on Twitter, the Coalition actually came out with some updates for Gears of War Reloaded. First and foremost, as you can see right here, we've deployed a patch today for Gears of War Reloaded that addresses squad achievement progression, matchmaking, and stability improvements, and an additional frame rate option for PC. They further go on to say, squad mates who aren't hosting will now earn progress towards achievements in campaign, matchmaking optimization for more balanced lobbies based off of skill rating, MMR, several issues that were causing game crashes have now been resolved, added an unlimited option to frame rate limit and display settings. We're always monitoring feedback across the game and other support channels. Our intent when communicating to our players is to ensure we are providing real, meaningful updates and information on what actions we have taken. Thank you for your patience. Gotta be real with you guys, I kinda disagree with that statement. I mean, first and foremost, we've been begging for the up-close and personal Nasher adjustments for ages here, and they still haven't touched upon that issue at all. So right now, I'm assuming we will never see that adjustment when it comes to Gears of War Reloaded, so don't get your hopes up whatsoever with future updates. And secondly, they added in skill-based matchmaking, something that absolutely nobody ever has asked for within the Gears of War experience. I understand, a lot of the lobbies that you got into, you were definitely versing some new players. Myself personally beforehand, not now. This gameplay you guys are watching is with the new MMR system in place. And I gotta be real, it's fun, it's pretty competitive, both teams are very balanced, so you're having a good lobby. But before this, when, it was barely any MMR being tracked, yeah, I was going up against some absolute fresh newbies. I mean, people who have never touched Gears of War a day in their life. They're just walking around in the open everywhere. Absolutely no clue how, Gears of War 1 works and how it, center screen shots. It's just it's a whole different story. So I do understand they were trying to protect some of these players, but adding in an absurdly thick skill-based matchmaking system was not the answer whatsoever. And the result of this extremely thick matchmaking system that they went ahead and incorporated is the fact that people can't get into lobbies anymore. Beforehand, it took me no time at all. I mean, maybe a minute tops, and I can find any game mode I possibly wanted within the Gears of War Reloaded experience at any time of the day. It was absolutely magical. It could be 10 in the morning, it could be 3 in the afternoon, it could be 6 in the evening, it could be 10 at night. It doesn't matter, okay? I was able to find matches so freaking consistently, and that's because the matchmaking was open. It didn't matter, who you're going up against, right? Connection-wise. The only thing that mattered is the fact that you're finding a game with good connection. And in a game like Gears of War Reloaded, where it's already clunky and, slow enough as it is, you need to have extraordinarily good connection when you're playing it because there's a lot of BS that happens in this game. It's just the nature of a very old style game like this. And now with this current MMR system, all of that just got completely thrown out the window. As I stated, first and foremost, for me personally, when I'm playing with all different types of skill levels, it takes me 15, I'm not lying, I swear to God I'm not lying, you can go back and look at my stream. It takes me 15 plus minutes to find a singular game. And the only way to work around this is if I make sure that everybody I invite to my party is literally an equal skill level to me. If I try to play with anybody who is drastically better than me, or anybody who is drastically lower than me, a newcomer, it's over. We're not finding any games. I will sit there for a half an hour, and it still won't throw me into a lobby. It's absolutely busted, and it's single-handedly killing the experience of being able to play with friends. I got so many people that I know personally to actually give Gears of War Reloaded a shot. And yeah, it's a learning curve. Yeah, it's a little rough for them because, as I stated, it's a clunky game, and it's a huge learning curve. But I still was able to get them to play and try it out because it wasn't a complete sweatfest for them every single game. As I stated before, it was a whole variety of players in the pool. Sometimes I versed some of the top players who know how to wall bounce down to the T, and then sometimes, as I stated, I versed people who never touched Gears of War a day in their life. And yeah, some can say that's unfair, but when I'm playing with friends who are all across the board skill levels, it makes the experience fresh, unique, and fun for everybody. right? Sometimes my friends have to compete. Sometimes they actually get games that are worth it for them. It's not the Call of Duty scenario because, for example, I can't even play with my friends in Call of Duty, right? I'll be honest. I am a sweat. I love to, compete. I love to get a lot of kills. It is what it is. And my bracket in COD is not, it's not anything to play around with. You are going to be sweating every match that you go ahead and dive into. My friends don't want to deal with that. They're very casual. They barely even play shooters. They just want to hop on and vibe and chat it up a little bit. It's not for them. Gears of War was for a little bit, but after this change, we can't even get into a lobby to test it out, okay? The lobbies take so long to queue you in when you have a huge skill difference within your own personal squad that's going to start forcing people to play solo. I'm being so serious with you. If they don't resolve this, people are going to start playing solo in order to work around this and actually play the game, which defeats the whole purpose because you're supposed to play this game with friends. That's the fun of the experience. But even when you do finally get thrown into a match, it's not good, guys, okay? It's not good whatsoever. Over half of the matches that I'm being put into are absurdly laggy. They're putting me across the globe. And again, that's the problem with thick MMR systems. I've been preaching it time and time and time again with all these other games. And honestly, I know I'm mad in this video, but it makes me happy. It makes me so happy that I got to see this firsthand because we never get to see an MMR system introduced later on. We never get to see the night and day difference. It's always implemented day one, and we just have to accept that it's there, right? And I don't think anybody really knows how the game plays otherwise. Gears of War Reloaded, we got to see it. We got to see the difference of, the lobby quality, connection quality, so on and so forth. And then they implement this MMR system, and now every match is an absolute lag fest. It's horrifying. And again, as I stated, in a game like Gears of War Reloaded, you don't want lag. The game is already clunky enough. You don't need lag on top of that to ruin the experience even further. And as I stated, it's putting me in lobbies that are across the globe. And I'm not saying it didn't do that beforehand. Yeah, it's always the lopsided match that's going to throw you into every now and then that will give you bad connection. But my goodness, the differences between before and after they went ahead and implemented this MMR system, it's night and day. It's absolute night and day, and it's horrendous now. I say this time and time and time again. They don't need this in the casual experience. It makes no sense why they implemented this. If they really want to protect noobs, go into the ranked system and have the MMR system present there. Isn't that just logical? If a noob wants to be able to play with people who are on their own skill level and they don't want to be thrown into the overall mix of random players, go into the competitive scene. And then it doesn't matter. People hear competitive and they think, oh, I got to sweat it out. But if you're just a casual player and you're not top tier, you don't got to worry about, sweating it out. If an MMR system is in place for a competitive league, you're going to be versing your rank. And if you don't feel like going up in rank and you just want to stay where you're at, that's who you're going to be versing. It's as simple as that. Why implement an aggressive MMR system into the casual side of the game where people are just trying to go in, get a quick match or two, and kick back? Now it's ranked. If you want to play casual in Gears of War Reloaded, you have to load into the game like you're prepping up to play an hour-long ranked session. You have to be prepped mentally, knowing that you're going to be sitting there for a good 15, 20 plus minutes just to find a game. And when you find that game, it's going to be the most competitive experience you could possibly imagine. And as I stated before, I don't mind that. I don't mind competing whatsoever. I think, honestly, having competition in Gears of War is where the fun is at. It's not really fun for me personally stomping noobs in this game. It's not like COD where you get a bunch of kill streaks and you can just rain hell. No, I feel like the fun of Gears of War is communicating with your team, getting good rotations, holding good crossfire with the Lancer, getting up into action, with good experienced Nasher players and seeing who can win the battle. That's the fun of Gears for me personally. But playing with other people who are of different skill levels, they're not going to enjoy my lobbies, my skill bracket. Of course, if they can even get into it after waiting for 20 freaking minutes. I gotta be real with you guys. I'm enjoying Gears of War Reloaded. I do have a lot of fun with this game, and I cannot imagine myself going back to Gears of War 5 after this one. And I'll probably play it going up until E-Day. But I can't lie, it seems like every single update they implement into this game always backfires. They either don't do the correct thing, or they implement something so stupid like this MMR system that literally butchers the overall online experience. I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys' experience is down in the comment section down below. I'm curious if anybody else is running into these issues, but I've been seeing it all over online. People saying the queue times have been extended so long now. And I had to test it out for myself, and I did. I went online, I tried it out. I played solo, found games. I played with a couple of people who are around my skill level, found games. Then I went ahead and opened it up to the overall community out there, and I was playing with, people who were way above me and also people who were just hopping on into the game for the first time ever. And right when I did that, it was over. It was absolutely over. I could not find a singular match whatsoever. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, why not just go play ranked at this point? If I can't find a quick match in like a minute with whoever I want to play with, just anybody, doesn't matter what their skill level is, then what's the point of the online casual experience? There is no casual experience. It's ranked version 1 and ranked version 2. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm really sad to see them take this direction because Gears of War 5 is stupidly casual. I don't even think it has a thick MMR system like this whatsoever. So to me personally, it almost seems like they're testing out this system because they're planning on using it going into E-Day. And I just really hope that's not the case because seriously, if I gotta wait 20 minutes to find an E-Day lobby because it's trying to optimize my skill levels with all my buddies, then they're all going to leave, and nobody will end up playing the game whatsoever. But, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget subscribing to that bell. I post twice here, once at 8 a.m., and also a second time at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So, of course, hit the bell so you guys can stay notified on all that content that goes live. And last but not least, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, all different types of variety. So, of course, if you guys are interested in that, you can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.